What happens when a star meets their clone? Gordon Ramsay was left completely speechless. Will Ferrell had to battle his double on live television. The Rock's lookalike is a member of his own family. And Keanu Reeves might actually be immortal. Let's start with a case the internet cannot stop talking about. Fans are totally convinced Margot Robbie and sex education star Emma Mackey are the same person. The resemblance is so strong that Margot herself has confirmed in interviews that people constantly praise her for Emma's work.
Someone came up a few weeks ago, I was eating a burger at Apple Pen, and they were like, oh, I loved you in Sex Education. That show is so cool. We just started watching it. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's not me.
This kind of confusion is a classic Hollywood story. For over 2 decades, Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley have been the industry's original doppelgangers. This is so true that Keira was officially cast as Natalie's decoy in Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. She still gets chased through airports by fans who think she is Natalie.
Do you ever get mistaken for other actors?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
And who do people mistake you for?
Well, I've been chased through an airport as Natalie Portman. I mean, Natalie Portman a lot.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
But then also you did the Star Wars.
I did the Star Wars
and you did
thing.
the
I have had many pictures of Natalie Portman.
A potato farmer from Spain named Dolores Le Santello went viral. Photos showed she looked exactly like then-President Donald Trump. The pictures spread across the internet, leaving everyone speechless. From a farmer to a pop star, the resemblance between Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel is legendary. Katy has publicly admitted that when she first moved to LA, she would pretend to be Zooey to get into clubs.
When I first got to LA, I went to the club a lot, and I wanted to get into the club, and I had no money, and I had no clout, I had nothing, and sometimes I would pose as you to get into the club.
They eventually met and even collaborated on a music video together. The new generation has found its own incredible lookalikes. Fans are losing their minds over how much Wednesday star Jenna Ortega looks like actress Jaime Pressly. The side-by-side comparisons online are so convincing that people are demanding they be cast as a mother-daughter duo. Even talk show hosts are not safe. Conan O'Brien was live on his show when he was shown a viral picture of a woman who was his spitting image. His reaction was priceless.
I have to meet this woman.
I know. And
he just stared in pure disbelief as the audience went completely wild. Some of Hollywood's biggest names get confused for each other. Actors Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg have confirmed this many times. They are mistaken for one another so often that they have a pact to just be polite and sign the autograph as the other person.
I get Mark Wahlberg a lot.
It's good.
And I've talked to Mark about it because he gets me. Like, people will come up and say, I love you in the Bourne Identity. So Mark and I have a deal. If we're mistaken for one another, we have to be as polite as possible. Because
have you ever signed an autograph as Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fans also love to point out the similarities between other A-listers. For decades, many have said that a young Brad Pitt and a young Leonardo DiCaprio could have been brothers. This brings us to a man who literally became famous for this reason. A Russian security guard named Roman Burtsev looks so much like Leonardo DiCaprio that he became a national celebrity in Russia. The man got his own reality show, all because he was born with the face of a Hollywood star. Sometimes, the resemblance can lead to serious drama. Pop superstar Ariana Grande had a viral lookalike named Gabi DiMartino. Gabi built an entire career on impersonating the singer. The situation became so intense that Ariana herself seemed to comment on it, leading to a public apology from Gabi. This is wild, right? Before we get to the next one, smash that like button and comment below with the craziest lookalike you've seen so far. The world of comedy has its own set of twins. Fans have always said that comedians Bill Burr and Adam Sandler look alike. They have discussed this in interviews, admitting that people sometimes get them confused. Sometimes a regular person can go viral for their famous face. An influencer named Rodney Peterson gained online fame for one reason. He is the spitting image of the superstar YouTuber Logan Paul. Even the world of sports has these moments. UFC champion Conor McGregor was stunned to see his exact double. The man looked so much like him that McGregor stopped to pose for a viral picture with his long-lost twin.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely.
Motherfucker don't look like me.
Bryce Dallas Howard looks so much like actress Jessica Chastain. The confusion is so common that Bryce even sang a viral song about it called I Am Not Jessica Chastain.
But you get mistaken for the actress Jessica Chastain.
Yeah. Yeah, all the time. Only when I'm looking presentable and I have makeup on. When I look like myself, nobody thinks I look like Jessica Chastain.
Even the Terminator has a clone. Arnold Schwarzenegger met a Russian bodybuilder named Anton Riskin at an event. The man was the spitting image of Arnold in his prime. The music world is full of these stories. Rapper Drake has an impersonator known as Fake Drake, who looks and acts so much like him that he gets paid to do club appearances. The resemblance is so convincing it has caused major confusion among fans. And for the king of pop, Michael Jackson, there are countless gifted impersonators. Some are so good that their street performances go viral, with millions believing they're watching lost footage of the real MJ. Now here's a duo you would never connect, but fans saw it instantly. Put pictures of John Legend and Benedict Cumberbatch side by side. The internet is filled with memes pointing out their similar facial structures. It is one of those things you can never unsee. The same goes for Natalia Dyer from Stranger Things. Fans online have created thousands of posts proving she has the exact same facial features as actor Timothée Chalamet. Check this out. There is a real photograph from 1875 of a man named Paul Mounet. He is absolutely identical to Keanu Reeves. This picture sparked the massive fan theory that Keanu is immortal. He has laughed about it in interviews, but the photo is undeniably unbelievable. Nothing beats a live reaction, though. Chef Gordon Ramsay almost lost his mind over a video call. He saw his viral TikTok lookalike for the first time. After being stunned silent, he immediately started roasting the guy's kitchen.
Hello, Gordon. Gordon.
Then there was the wholesome moment with Adam Sandler. He was walking a red carpet and stopped dead in his tracks. He spotted a fan who was his literal twin. Sandler pulled him in for a hilarious picture that went viral. And of course, there was the ultimate showdown. Will Ferrell and Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers look so much alike. They settled it on The Tonight Show with a legendary drum-off to decide who was the real one. Cristiano Ronaldo's most famous clone is a man named Gökmen Akdogan. He dedicates his life to looking like the superstar and even travels to his matches. But when they finally met, the reaction was shocking. According to Gökmen, Ronaldo was brutally honest. He told his biggest fan to stop imitating him and just be himself.
No, you don't look like me. You are the best. You don't look like me. You are the best. Very ugly. You are the best, bro. Wallah, you are the best. I know you.
You know your own name, but what if changing it was the one thing standing between you and becoming a global superstar? For the celebrities on this list, their birth names just wouldn't cut it. They needed something with more power, more mystery, or simply something that would get them noticed. And the names they chose changed their lives forever. Before he was selling out stadiums with his incredible voice, Bruno Mars was a young kid from Hawaii named Peter Gene Hernandez. He changed his name because he didn't want music labels to try and force him into making Latin music. He picked Bruno because of the wrestler Bruno Sammartino and Mars because it sounded larger than life. You might know him as the star of the Fast and Furious movies, but Vin Diesel's real name is Mark Sinclair. He got the name Vin while working as a bouncer in New York City. His friends started calling him Diesel because he was always so full of energy. Some name changes are simply practical. Emma Stone was born Emily Jean Stone, but when she registered for the Screen Actors Guild, there was already an Emily Stone. She chose Emma because it was close to her real name and was a nickname her mom used. Another star had to change her name to avoid confusion with a famous actress. Before she was a global pop icon, Katy Perry was a gospel singer named Katherine Hudson. She changed her last name to Perry, her mother's maiden name, so she wouldn't be mixed up with the movie star Kate Hudson. One of Hollywood's biggest action heroes was born with a very different name. Before he was the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger was just that, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just kidding, that's his real name, and he famously refused to change it even when agents said it was too long and hard to pronounce. A different kind of artist had to escape the shadow of his legendary family. Nicolas Cage was born Nicholas Kim Coppola. His uncle is the famous director Francis Ford Coppola, and he changed his last name to Cage so he could make a career on his own merit without anyone accusing him of getting special treatment. For some, a new name is about creating a whole new persona. The mysterious and moody singer Lana Del Rey started her career as Lizzie Grant. When that didn't take off, she completely rebranded herself with a new name and a vintage cinematic style that made her a star. One of the most powerful women in television got her name from a funny childhood habit. Whoopi Goldberg was born Karen Elaine Johnson. She says her friends started calling her Whoopi because she sounded like a whoopee cushion, and her mom suggested she take a more traditional Jewish last name, Goldberg, to be taken more seriously in Hollywood. Sometimes the perfect stage name is just waiting for you at work. Before he was Jamie Foxx, the comedian and actor was Eric Marlon Bishop. When he started doing stand-up, he noticed that female comedians often got called to the stage first. He chose the gender-neutral name Jamie to get more stage time, and Fox as a tribute to the legendary comedian Red Fox. Comment below with the most shocking name change so far. You might be surprised to learn that one of music's biggest legends was given his name by a future superstar. John Legend's real name is John Roger Stevens. A friend started calling him Legend because his voice sounded like one of the old-school soul singers. That friend was a young producer who would later become Kanye West. Sometimes you just want to go by your middle name, the star of Degrassi. The Next Generation was known to everyone as Aubrey Graham, but when he launched his massive rap career, he decided to go by his middle name, Drake. Another name change was made to create a specific vibe. DJ Calvin Harris has a name that sounds cool and electronic, but his real name is Adam Richard Wiles. He said he changed it to sound more racially ambiguous for his first soul-inspired music track. This pop star was born with a name that reflected her parents' hopes. Miley Cyrus was originally named Destiny Hope Cyrus because her parents believed she would do great things. They called her Smiley as a nickname, which eventually got shortened to Miley. She legally changed it in 2008. One of the most famous models in the world uses her childhood nickname. Gigi Hadid's first name is actually Jelena. When she was in grade school, there was another girl named Helena, and the teacher kept getting them confused. Her mom started calling her Gigi at home, and the name stuck. Sometimes the name just sounds too plain for Hollywood. Olivia Wilde was born Olivia Cockburn. She changed her last name in high school as a tribute to the famous writer Oscar Wilde. The Duchess of Sussex is known to the world as Meghan Markle, but her first name is actually Rachel. Her full birth name is Rachel Meghan Markle. Interestingly, her breakout role was playing a character named Rachel on the TV show Suits. Before becoming a rock and roll icon, Sir Elton John was a quiet young man named Reginald Kenneth Dwight. He created his stage name by combining the names of two members of his early band, saxophonist Elton Dean and singer Long John Baldry. You know her as the one and only Lady Gaga, but her friends and family know her as Stefani Germanotta. She got her stage name from the Queen song Radio Gaga. Her producer started calling her Gaga, and the name fit her wild new style perfectly. This rapper's name came directly from her favorite brand of rum. Cardi B was born Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar. Her sister's name is Hennessy, so people started calling her Bacardi. She shortened that to Cardi B, and a star was born. Sometimes a name is just too long for a movie poster. Thomas Cruise Mapother Ford decided to shorten his name to the much punchier Tom Cruise when he began his acting career, creating one of the most recognizable names in Hollywood. This actor comes from a family that literally rose from the ashes with a new name. Joaquin Phoenix was born Joaquin Raphael Bottom. After leaving a religious cult, his parents changed the family's last name to Phoenix to symbolize a new beginning. You may know him as a legendary actor and the father of Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Martin Sheen was born Ramon Antonio Gerardo Estevez. He adopted an English name to get more acting roles in an era that was less accepting of Hispanic names. Sometimes a stage name is chosen in a moment of pure panic. Sir Michael Caine was born Maurice Micklewhite. While on the phone with his agent, he was told he needed a new name immediately. He looked out of the phone booth and saw a poster for the movie The Caine Mutiny, and the rest is history. This country superstar's name is a tribute to her heritage. Shania Twain was born Eileen Regina Edwards. She adopted the name Shania, which is said to mean I'm on my way in the Ojibwe language, honoring her stepfather's background. Before she was a member of the Brat Pack, Demi Moore's name was Demetria Jean Gynes. She took the last name Moore from her first husband, musician Freddie Moore, and kept it throughout her career even after they divorced. This actress chose her name from a classic work of literature. Portia de Rossi was born Amanda Lee Rogers. At the age of 15, she legally changed her name, taking Portia from a character in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice and de Rossi because it sounded exotic. Finally, one of the biggest pop stars on the planet goes by a name he made up on a whim. The Weeknd's real name is Abel Tesfaye. He said he hated his birth name and came up with The Weeknd after leaving home one weekend and never coming back. He dropped the last E because there was already a Canadian band called The Weeknd. It's amazing how a simple change can create a legend. These stars prove that sometimes the name you're given isn't as important as the name you make for yourself. Thanks for watching. If you were surprised by any of these name changes, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos.